Hi guys, and welcome to another series I'm going to do where I'm going to look at my Wii Virtual Console collection and just sort of look at each game, video per game basically. And so as you can see, I've got 54 games to get through that I've downloaded on the Wii. So lots to choose from, and yet I move to, and yet it moves. Simply because I'm doing them in alphabetical order. So let's get started. This game is a puzzle platformer with a twist. Basic controls are run and jump, as you'd expect, but as you see, I mentioned there's a twist, and the game's twist is literally a twist, in the sense that you twist the world around you to navigate the levels. So all you got to do, simply hold that one button and tilt the Wii remote, and suddenly walls and ceilings can become floors. You freeze in the air when manipulating the world, but the game always remembers how far you've fallen. Fall too far and you're dead. Luckily, you get unlimited lives, so you can return to a checkpoint, which are frequent. Pretty much every obstacle you get, there'll be a checkpoint after it. But if you land on a slope at the right angle, not a 90-degree angle, I mean the correct angle, you'll survive the fall. But don't try and get too cocky like I'm doing here. I tried to skip a large section here just by falling. It doesn't always work out. I bought this game after reading a glowing review which kept on going on about Inception. It makes me think more of Mario Galaxy though, with the gravity gameplay. The puzzle element in this game comes from things like you can move rocks using the gravity to break through certain walls, and you get some animals can get in your way. Like for example, there's a chameleon here. I need to use those bats to chase off the chameleon, because apparently bats chase chameleons. I don't know if that's true in the real world, but the game Ukulele that's coming out, that has a bat and a chameleon working together, I think, so that's bizarre. Other animals do get introduced later, and there's different ways of getting past them, but I won't spoil anything like that. But as you can see, you just manipulate gravity. Rocks will fall downwards, bats will go upwards because they like to be upside down, so you gotta sort of think on your toes about certain things. The art style in this game looks very nice. It reminds me of a scrapbook really, like there's pictures of things that have just been stuck on, which yeah, looks very nice. The music is pretty much non-existent. You get more sort of background noise than actual tunes, but there are some tunes in this game, some really annoying tunes, but not till later on. I'll get to that. And the puzzles, they do get a bit more varied as you go along. Like you get some where you're controlling a clone at the same time. Think the double cherry from Mario 3D Worlds, except this time the clone moves in opposite directions to you. And there's also these disappearing platforms. So think Mega Man, the block puzzles, but a bit more annoying. But luckily, when you freeze time, the blocks still move, so you can time it pretty well. And remember when I mentioned annoying tunes? Well, you can hear it right now. But during the block sections, that's when they appear. But luckily, it's because of the lack of music. It's a game where you can have it on, just watch something on YouTube or Netflix on your computer, or listen to music yourself. It's not something. Sound isn't essential in this game, and I kind of like having games like that, you know, especially short ones. And this game is kind of short. You'll beat through it in a few hours. But there is extra stuff to add replayability. You get achievements in this game. And unlocking achievements by doing certain things unlocks extra modes. The extra modes you get, as you can see here, the journey is the normal mode. You get a speed run, which basically beat a level in the fastest time, try and improve your times. Time trial, where you have the time goes down this time instead of up, and you get to the checkpoints before the time runs out. Time goes up when you reach a checkpoint. Survival, where I mentioned earlier there's unlimited lives. In survival mode, there isn't unlimited lives. And probably one that makes such a challenge is limited rotations, where you have to beat a level in the number of rotations it tells you. So when you're used to playing through the game just constantly changing the rotation, you cannot do that here. And you can adjust the game settings too as well, so you can adjust the speed and so on, like so forth. Now, I did wonder at first, playing with the Wii remote can get annoying because you can sort of get your arms tied up in knots when you're tilting too much. But so it does support the classic controller as well, but the thing is, you hold the shoulder buttons to twist it round. You really don't have as much control doing it as you do with the Wii remote, so I do recommend the Wii remote. So overall, I did have a fun time with this game. It's a game, like I said, you can play it while watching something due to the lack of music, and if the gravity twisting mechanic looks appealing to you, then I recommend it. It is a short game, but it adds enough afterwards to keep you coming back. But we must push forwards, and yet we must move to my next game.